Hi, my name's Dave and I just love to discuss the best music and albums from the 60s onwards to newbies and devotees alike. And in this video I am looking at the album A Cell to Call Home by the band Advent Horizon. Now these guys coming out of Salt Lake City, this 5-piece player a mix of hard rock and Rush style prog with a pinch of jazz added in there. More on all that in a moment, but first, if you want to be made aware when new videos are released, please subscribe to the channel. So the band consists of Grant Matheson on guitars and vocals, Cason Wood is on keys, Riley McDonald is on guitars and vocals, Chris Hartman is on bass and Mike Lofgreen is on the drums. This is their third album. They released their first one back in 2011 called Immured, and it was released as a 2-piece with Riley and Mike. Sam Hopkins played selected bass tracks and Benny Shell was on the mandolin. This was a decent opener with a steady rock approach to it and an excellent production to make the two of them sound really very effective indeed. They followed it up with Stagehound in 2015, this time as a 4-piece with Benny more involved and Cason joining the band. Fast forward 8 years now to their latest release, and the band are now beginning to fulfill that promise with an album well worthy of a listen. Released on the 6th of October on the Self label, the album cover was designed by Travis Smith, who's been associated with a host of metal bands: Opeth, Devin Townsend, Avenged Sevenfold, Riverside, etc., to name just a few. There's 11 tracks on the standard version of this album, lasting around about 60 minutes, and 14 in total for the deluxe version. Musically, it's somewhere between Dream Theater and Porcupine Tree. And whilst not a concept album, there is a theme of love, loss and dependency working throughout this particular one. So I'm looking at the standard release version with the opening track called Water. It's a powerful piece that has the band on point. There's a strong synth lines throughout and a big bass line as well, and cleverly stacked vocals, and all this building into beautifully crafted harmonies and a strong lead vocal. The chord arpeggios hit just the right spot, adding to this gorgeous opener. There's a great lead guitar and it's the most powerful of opening. I'm liking this one straight away. Snow Child is next, and it's a short interlude type track with an outstanding piano played by Jared Hill. How does it get so good follows, and I've already reviewed this one. I'll put a link above for that actual reaction. 12-string guitars open for the first 2 verses. Riley nails the vocals. There's shades of IQ here with more synth added for the second verse. Following a brief lull in the music, the track explodes, changes tempo and signature, and the excellent Randy McStein delivers a lead solo that folks in Porcupine Tree would have been well proud of. The background chant of the song fits in so well, and it's a track that sends the pulses racing. Mike Lofgreen's drums pack a mighty punch to give a Dream Theater feel, but it stands up fine on its own account before the track fades to the distance. The end of this track is really strong. So the album is going to be magnificent based on the strength of these 2 opening songs. Next up is Rain on Open Water. Now this is a lighter track that feels like I've heard it before, but I haven't. It's got a drums and guitar opening and takes us to a bright verse with nice interchanging vocals, and these work really well. There's a grand chorus pulling it all together nicely. It's very catchy and one that I want to play again very, very quickly. I noticed the drums again on this one, and it's no bad thing because there's some clever kick drum sounds that are keeping my attention. The instrumental break is really pleasing on the ear as well. This really is shaping up to be a dang good music album. The brilliant named Your Flaws is up next. This is a folk sounding track with guest vocals from Kristen McDonald, Riley's wife by the way. It's acoustic driven and all about relationship inadequacies that is quite noisy when you listen to them, as it could be any one of us. But where it's strong is in those joint harmonies, and whilst not quite the Wilson-Tibet combination, it works very well in my mind and makes it a good track. So following a song about inadequacies, the next one is all about the truth. Again features Kirsten on the vocals. It's a keyboard-led opening before the band join in with McDonald's vocals again. A nice addition. Kirsty on high, Riley on the lower harmony. There's a distorted guitar driving this one along with the vocals. Now there's multi-layered Kirsten completing to give a give and go section with Riley to great effect. The lyrics on this one are really crisp and meaningful. The noise ramps up to threaten a climax, but now at around the 3-minute mark it all calms down again, taking a pause for breath. A lovely lead guitar plays before the lyrics begin yet again. Now this track has got some real poke and made me pay attention, a real 5-star track for me. Without pausing for a moment, Calling It Off begins with Dream Theatre's Jordan Rudess performing a synth solo at the end of this track. It's a calm, measured start to this one. Vocals singing of feeling lost from what is unclear, but by this first bridge, this longing is clearly established. The track is the closest that we come to the Wilson and/or Porcupine Tree sound. There's a spoken part that challenges the path laid down previously and appears as the actual farewell. There are excellent guitar leads here before Rudess plays this trademark solo that is a little brief if I'm being honest. The song ends with the reaffirmation of Someone Lost, another really good track. Boy, this is a great album. Control is a track that starts off with vocals and electric piano. It's a slow start and there's like a panpipe style percussion sound before the track kicks into life. As a ballad, it's probably less attractive than other tracks so far, but it's still very listenable too. And there's a great sax solo from Hayden Payne. Kaysen adds a trombone into the mix for good measure. Now, maybe as a softer track with lighter vocals and instrumentation, certainly to start with. It's a love song. It's soft after all that's gone on before, but when I listen more closely, it is a love song for someone who's passed, and that gives it an extra edge. One thing to comment on is the excellent piano lines on this from Gerard Hill. I'm still not sure, but let's move on to the title track that starts seamlessly where it maybe ends. So, A Cell to Call Home starts gently again with guitars playing randomly and a background synth giving the feeling of perhaps a seance. Before a small instrumental section, the band play a more intense section before calming down again with the sound of acoustic guitar. It might be the first time that I've heard this instrument so far on this album. The lyrics sing of a lost love, passed to the other side, but this is where the album title comes in as a beautiful idea that someone could call in difficulty or trouble. Singing is gentle. Harmonies from guest vocalists Justin May and Grant Matheson build that ethereal effect of someone lost forever. The lyrics support that. By that's the way of the world, for such a troubled young pearl, and she'll never stop being my girl. At around 3 minutes, the song develops as the rest of the band join in and help the track gain more strength, which I think is just what's needed at this point. At 4 minutes, the track goes into overdrive and as a guitar solo to just delight and enhance this beautiful track. It probably is from co-writer Justin May, but either way, it's a delight. It is of exceptional quality with the rest of the band responding in kind as well. As the bridge hits, it's just a heart-wrenching and soul-bearing declaration of loneliness, as he himself, the singer, considers death to ease the pain. This is before his angel rescues him and gives him the will to carry on. It's just a majestic track that I hope to have interpreted accurately. I need to listen to this again as the repetition of the title right at the end demands it. It's stunning. So this probably should be the end of the album with this gorgeous track, but it isn't, and there's just one more on the standard album called Hold Me. Starting off with lovely guitar arpeggios, Riley sings a set of lyrics that again relate to this feeling of loss, tragedy and death. The music is balanced and keeps the lyrics nicely in perspective. The sound of synths, of big guitar chords, of rhythm guitar, it all makes for a treat for the senses yet again. That sound increases at 3.5 minutes as more urgency is introduced, with another great lead. Mike Lofgren's drumming has been a constant plus throughout this album, and again he doesn't let it down. Settling down again into that initial feel, that initial sound, and drifts off to its end. An end to a really interesting and well written, presented and executed album that I've just loved all the way through. Now, as a new band to me, they have hit the spot from track one, and I will look forward to seeing this album get the reviews applaud it so clearly deserves. It's top notch. I can't help but feel though that these last 3 tracks that for me centre around loss, desperation and are linked in some way, and it also feels that they have probably been written from someone's personal experiences. I don't know, but that's just how it feels. It's hard for me to find fault as I first reacted to the excellent How Did It Get So Good, and that is a very strong track. The truth is, I don't want to find faults, and it's nice to come across an album that is a joy to listen to. So there you have it. These are my thoughts on A Cell to Call Home by Advent Horizon. Let me know yours in the comments section below. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please press the like button. And if you would like to support the channel further or purchase the album, then details are in the description box below. On screen now is my video reaction for the track How Did It Get So Good, which started the ball rolling for me with this band, as well as my playlist for other album reviews I have completed. Thanks for watching this video, and until next time, I'll see you all later.